Page 35, Summer Storm. At the top of the page, they talk a little bit about a thing we call a chromatic scale. Another scale. Don't you love it? I don't actually teach chromatic scales per se, because a chromatic scale to me is like a circle. There's no starting point. There's no ending point, because a chromatic scale can use all the notes. It can start on any note. It can end on any note. There's really no starting spot. It's like, where does a circle start? Well, I don't know, wherever it wants to. Well, in a piece of music, that has certain starting points, but you cover it when you need to. You start, it's like at the beginning of this, and the first two measures in the right hand, those eighth notes, that's a chromatic passage, chromatic scale. Well, it's starting on a D, and then the half note of the next measure is a D. So it's just starting on this note, it's ending on this note. It's just going to use all the notes in between. Doesn't have to do that. I mean, some of these in this piece are other places. So all I do is I look at the starting point and the ending point, and I say, leave me alone, I'll get there on my own, and I just play all the notes in between. That's easier than trying to read all those notes. Of course, you have to be careful on that, because occasionally a composer will leave out a note in there. It's not a true chromatic scale. In order to make it fit rhythmically, a chromatic scale might have too many notes or something, so they'll leave out a note or two. And so you have to check, and is it really a chromatic scale? And once you know it is, then you don't have to worry about it. Just play the scale. Well, in playing a scale, there are different fingerings. Typically speaking, the third finger will play the black keys, because it's this there. And then the 1 and 2 fingers will play the white keys. So let's just say, well, here, they're starting on a D, that's fine. And third finger, now it's when you have two white keys together, that's where you have to use 1 and 2. So it's here. And the third finger, and I could just keep going. It goes on as long as you got notes to play. You can, whatever. Going down, it's the same way in reverse. 2 here, and then 3. There's other fingerings for it. You don't have to always just use third finger. There's other things we can use on black keys too. And when you get it in a passage in music, you might adjust the fingering even more to fit the passage. So if I only had a few notes in it, here, I could do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have to do, I mean, to me it's easier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'll adjust the fingering as you need to in the music. On longer passages like here, it goes up a couple octaves, we'd use the chromatic fingering pretty much. So let's just cover it here. In the right hand is going up, and then you're going down. Now they're using fourth finger on the top, and that's what I was saying about in the music. You'll adjust the fingering as you need to. Well, we're only going that high. We don't need a thumb on that note. We're not going on up. So we're done. So use fourth, it's there. You can start on 4 too. I can start on 5th. I can start on any finger. It doesn't matter. Generally speaking, you're going to save third finger for the black keys, but not always. In the second line, the left hand gets to have some fun. And again, they're starting on 4th finger because you want third finger on the black key. The 4th finger's there. Why not use it? I mean, you could start on thumb, but why not just start on 4th? It's there. And you're going all the way up to A. And then back down. They're showing 1 there at the end of the second line. Here, there's no reason for that. You can use that with 4 here. So you started on 4, why not end it on 4? Now if I had more notes that went lower than that, then yeah, maybe I would want a 1 on that. Otherwise, use 4th finger on that half note. That's the end of the second line on the left. And the last line, the left hand starts that again. And then it goes down and starts here and goes down. Well, again, I'm here at the end of the second measure. I don't need to use thumb again. I can reach down and use second finger. I still got third finger ready for the black key. So I recommend you do that. So here, it's just reach down. And when you get down to the bottom, use 4th finger. You don't need thumb on that, you're done. There's no reason to have thumb down there. You're here. That's what I'm recommending. Then let's just cover the chords right quick. In the left hand, you have the D minor chord, then the hit chord. You can use 5, 2, 3 if you need to, otherwise that's fine. And then the right hand second, I use a 2 here. You can use a here if you want, a thumb, but I like 2. I like to keep my hand out here. And then here. And then at the bottom, the last 2, you just come up for the D minor chord. Here. Just come up. Put the hands together slowly. You're here. Sometimes I use second finger on that. It's handy, why not? So forth. Let's go down the last line. You're here. See, I gotta move here. It makes it easier if I can reach down the left hand. Like so. And we're just a nice little etude-like thing for chromatic passages. I recommend that you do it similar to what I say in the scales. Is at first you put a little accent on the beat so you can feel the beat and drop the wrist. 1, 2, 3. To start, just so you can get, it helps to keep it even, keeps relaxed, helps to keep. Okay. Then as you speed it up, you'll drop the wrist maybe every 2 beats. And this is vivace, which is very fast, so maybe you just drop the wrist on the beginning of each measure. It's a little trickier, but however you want to feel it. We want to feel the beat going up and down. You don't have to go fast, but you do want to feel the beat no matter how fast you're going. As far as the articulation goes, you have some staccatos here. Just play the staccatos in the chords. And you got slurs in the right hand. Just lift up between the slurs. The dynamics, you're starting at, this is the whichever hand has the chromatic scale. Keep the chords in the background. It's here loud, and you're going to go up to very loud. I don't care for that at all, because the louder you play, the harder it is, the more tense you get. I would prefer you start soft and maybe go up to loud and back down to soft. Here, and then soft, or loud, and then back. It helps sometimes to exaggerate this when you're first starting it. So if you start loud and go up to very loud, you're just going to get tense. So I would recommend start soft. Now it's a summer storm, so you're not supposed to be doing anything soft, I suppose. It's loud. However, keep in mind that accuracy and control is more important than speed. So the vivace, just, it's up to you. To me, that's fine. If that's it. Something like that. You decide, but again, make it accurate. If you gotta go slow, go slow. The idea is eventually you'd want to speed it up. I'd like to play this with you very slowly just to double check everything. I'm not going to do any dynamics. I will do the staccatos though. So I'll give us 4 counts slowly. Let's just try it together. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1 and 2. 3 and 4, and off.